The please like me mask. This mask is about approval seeking. People who wear it shape their personality around what they think others want to see. They laugh even when something isn't funny. They agree even when they disagree. They hide opinions that might create friction. On the surface, it looks like friendliness. Beneath it, there's a deep fear of rejection. Over time, this mask can make relationships feel hollow because the connection is with the performance, not the person behind it. The longer it stays on, the harder it becomes to show your real self without feeling like you're breaking an unspoken agreement. The I'm totally fine mask. This is the mask of emotional concealment. It hides pain, stress, and struggle behind a calm, collected exterior. You could be in chaos internally, but to others, you look like you're handling everything with ease. Often it comes from a belief that vulnerability equals weakness. The risk is that it isolates you. When no one knows you're struggling, no one can help. And with time, this mask doesn't just hide your pain from others. It starts hiding it from you until you lose touch with what you actually feel. The expert at everything mask. This mask is worn to avoid looking uninformed. People who wear it struggle to say, I don't know. Instead, they over-explain, overstate, or even fabricate answers. It can appear in meetings, casual conversations, or online debates. Underneath, there's usually insecurity, the fear that admitting ignorance will lead to being undervalued or dismissed. Ironically, true expertise often involves admitting when you don't have the answer. But this mask makes that admission feel impossible. The I don't care mask. This mask is about self-protection. People wear it to hide how much they actually care because showing they care makes them vulnerable to disappointment. They'll shrug off rejection, act indifferent to missed opportunities, or pretend not to want things they deeply desire. It's easier to seem detached than to risk being seen trying and failing. The mask says, I'm above this. But the reality is, it's a shield against the pain of not getting what they want. The life of the party mask. This is the mask of constant performance. People who wear it are loud, energetic, and entertaining. They always seem to be in the spotlight, keeping the atmosphere lively. But sometimes that energy is covering insecurity or loneliness. Being the fun one means never having to show sadness or emptiness. But it also means others rarely see the full picture. The danger here is that the act becomes the identity. Without the performance, the person may feel invisible. The perfectly put together mask. This mask is about image control. Everything is curated. Appearance, behavior, even the smallest details. The person wearing it fears criticism and tries to eliminate any possible flaws before they can be seen. It's exhausting to maintain. Every interaction feels like a test you have to pass. Beneath it, there's often anxiety about being judged or found inadequate. This mask doesn't just protect against negative opinions. It can also block genuine connections because perfection doesn't leave room for authenticity. The agree to disagree mask. This mask avoids conflict at all costs. It's worn by people who would rather nod along than challenge something they believe is wrong. They think it keeps the peace, and in the moment, it often does. But over time, it silences their voice and erodes their sense of self. Disagreement, when respectful, can build trust and understanding. This mask removes that possibility and replaces it with quiet resentment. The always busy mask. This mask uses busyness as a shield. If you're always too busy, you don't have to face difficult conversations, uncomfortable emotions, or situations you want to avoid. Productivity becomes a form of protection. The problem is that this constant motion can keep you from actually living. One day you may realize you've been running on autopilot, filling your schedule with noise to avoid the silence that might force you to reflect. The I'm above this mask. This is the mask of false superiority. People wear it when they feel out of place or insecure, but instead of admitting it, they project detachment or boredom. It's easier to claim something is beneath you than to admit you're intimidated or unsure. The downside is that it closes you off from experiences that could be meaningful. Instead of risking discomfort, this mask chooses distance, but at the cost of growth. The helper at all costs mask. This mask hides behind generosity. People who wear it always step in to help, support, and fix other people's problems, sometimes at the expense of their own needs. On the surface, it looks selfless. Beneath it, there may be a belief that their worth is tied to being useful. They fear that without constant giving, they won't be valued or loved. This mask can lead to burnout and resentment because it rarely allows space for reciprocation. Which mask are you?